Writer Jimmy Kennan described Dick Tiger's physique as something torn from granite by a sculptor's tool. He had blue arrowheads tattooed across his chest and back that kept the secret of pain well. While other fighters were quicker, punched harder, and some were smarter, no one endured suffering with more grace. He didn't know how to lose, and this made him a champion. There wasn't a tougher man in sports than... He was born Richard Ahetu, the son of a chicken farmer in Emegbo, Nigeria. "It is a small place," Tiger said. "Don't call it a town or a village. It isn't any of those things." Tiger's grandfather was the only boy in his family. Growing up among girls, he longed for a son when he got married. When Dick's father was born, he was named Ahetu, which translates to, "That's just what I wanted," and it became the family name. Tiger worked on the family farm, cleaning out chicken coops before helping out in his brother's jewelry shop. He often read of the boxing success of Joe Louis, Archie Moore, and Rocky Marciano. Inspired, he joined a local gym and dreamed of riches in the boxing ring. Tiger turned professional in 1952, having mixed success early in his career, losing 3 times to fellow countryman Tommy West, but defeating fighters with names like Easy Dynamite, Blackie Power, Lion Ring, and Superhuman Power. There was an English insurance salesman in Lagos named Jack Farnsworth who created the Nigerian Boxing Board of Control. He saw the potential in Tiger and sent him to a man named Peter Benasco, a manager and matchmaker in Liverpool. In 1955, the newly married Tiger left his family behind, becoming one of many fighters imported into London from Africa. He found work in a varnish factory and fought for shillings at night. Now a stranger in a foreign land, Tiger was unhappy, lonely, and homesick, which showed in his performances as he lost 4 decisions in a row. He jumped at his opponents like a tiger. American manager Jersey Jones said. Dick heard about it and liked the way the name sounded, so he adopted it. They don't have tigers in Africa, and he had no idea what they even looked like. Adopting a new name and a new fighting style, Tiger began to find success. In May of 1957, Tiger stopped one of England's best prospects, Terry Downs, in 5 rounds. He then scored another upset by stopping Pete McAteer in 9 rounds, winning the British and Empire middleweight title. In 1959, Tiger moved to New York, sharing a room at a Fleabag hotel with his trainer, the cigar-chomping Jimmy August. Tiger didn't like the New York life, appalled at the hustle and bustle. He hated subways, buses, and mostly stayed in his room to, quote, think. He lived and dressed humbly, wearing a 25-year-old suit that he bought from a secondhand store and a black Homburg atop his head. In the ring, Tiger began his ascent up the middleweight rankings. He stunned the undefeated Gene Ace Armstrong over 10 rounds in a big upset. Now represented by the fast-talking Willie Jersey Jones, Tiger faced the division's best. He split a pair of decisions with Joey Giardello before defeating Holly Mims, Victor Salazar, and Gene Armstrong in a rematch. A mix-up in the scoring cost him a draw against Wilf Greaves, but it was a fight his manager felt he should have won handily. The easygoing Tiger giggled after the loss, not realizing how the defeat sent him back further in the title hunt. Tiger's cavalier attitude about the loss made his manager Jones livid. "If you don't stop laughing and start fighting," Jones said, "you might just as well go back to Nigeria and pick coconuts or whatever they do there. You're in trouble. You haven't a visa to work in this country, your wife's not too well, and you have to make enough money to get somebody to take care of the kids. You can't fight if you're going to be up half the night walking the floor with the baby." Jones's chastisement seemed to light a fire under Tiger. He He stopped Greaves 5 months later in a rematch and began taking down the middleweight division's best, one by one. On October 23, 1963, Tiger challenged champion Gene Fullmer for the middleweight title. Reporter Oscar Fraley wrote, "It was a tiger against a water buffalo, and they battled in a jungle all their own. It went all the way back to the caves with the dinosaurs lurking outside in the darkness. It was more than a prize fight. It was a battle for survival."
Challenger Dick Tiger in black trunks pouring it on. Ripping punches by challenger Dick Tiger. Tiger looks very sharp in there. Ripping punches by both fighters. The courageous champion Gene Fullmer trying to pull it out in round 15. There's the bell ending the fight. The decision goes to Dick Tiger, and Dick becomes the new world middleweight champion. Tigers fans are elated as Dick waves to the crowd.
The two fought to a draw 4 months later, with Fulmer deciding to use a different strategy. He neutralized Tiger's effectiveness by retreating. The press was evenly divided on who won, and a draw seemed justified. The two met for a third time 6 months later, this time in Tiger's native Nigeria. Fighting in front of his countrymen for the first time in over 8 years, Tiger put on a savage display in front of 30,000 supporters.
Tiger hitting Fulmer to the head and to the body. Left and right from both boxers. Tiger seems to be beating Fulmer to the punch. Fulmer's now very red. Left and right from Tiger. Hard left from Fulmer to Tiger's face. Left and right from Tiger. Tiger. The whole place is in pandemonium.
4 months later, he lost the title to the crafty Joey Girardello. Girardello properly assessed Tiger's weaknesses, realizing that the champion only came forward in a straight line. Girardello's slick movement frustrated Tiger, and he outpointed him over the distance. The loss began 2 years of frustration for Tiger as he couldn't get a promised rematch against Girardello. Tiger kept busy by becoming the first man to knock down the tough Rocky Rivero and decisioning the feared Rubin Hurricane Carter. Finally, in October of 1965, Tiger received his long-awaited rematch against Girardello. With bongo drums beating in the rafters of Madison Square Garden, Tiger outpointed Girardello, regaining his title at the age of 36, becoming boxing's oldest champion.
Dick, how do you feel?
I feel good.
How do you account for the difference in your fight against Joey Girardello?
The first fight with him.
Yeah, you went after him more aggressively this time.
Yes, I did. Yes. And this time, there's good referee to separate us.
Did you use any different strategy of any kind against Girardello, Dick?
I think I moved more inside, and lower punches.
Were you surprised when he came back after you hurt him pretty good in the early rounds to hit you with solid right hand.
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought he was going to run then.
Dick Tiger, who is the next challenger?
Anybody in my mind that wants me to fight, I fight.
Would you take on Joey Archer?
Anybody.
Does he seem to be the next challenger to you?
Whoever is good, I
All right, Dick Tiger. But Giardello did surprise you at those times.
he did, but he's a good fighter anyway.
Do you feel stronger now than you did in the last fight, Dick?
I just fight the same way, the same thing.
How do you feel now at the end? Okay?
I feel good.
Right. Thank you very much, and good luck to you, Dick.
I'm glad to get back my time.
Right. Thank you very much.
But in April of 1966, Tiger faced the 26-year-old welterweight champion Emil Griffith. Stepping up in weight, the speedy Griffith outmaneuvered Tiger, and the Nigerian suffered the first knockdown of his career. Tiger once again believed that he deserved the decision and that he was being persecuted. There were no Nigerian judges, Tiger said. I'm here among strangers. Tiger returned to Nigeria where he had built various businesses and wanted to retire from boxing. By 1966, he owned 7 apartment houses and his wife owned a cosmetic shop. Tiger also began building a 2,000-seat movie house which he named Abbey Cinema after his wife Abigail. The large purses he commanded in boxing, however, lured him back into the ring. 8 months later, Tiger challenged champion Jose Torres for the light heavyweight title. Tiger gave up 8 pounds in weight and 7 years in age, but as one reporter noted, the tail of the tape didn't show the size of Dick Tiger's heart. Following his trainer's instructions to fight out of a low crouch, Tiger didn't allow the body-punching Torres any openings, outworking his man and taking the light heavyweight crown.
Dick, I want to congratulate you first of all. Why don't you say something for our television audience about how you feel?
I feel good. I think it's a nice fight. It's a good fight. This boy, Torres, is a good fighter.
Well, you've got to be a little bit better one tonight.
I think so, and I thank God for that.
Dick, what do you think won the fight for you?
I think I'm a bit aggressive. You know, the way he punches, I keep going on and fighting.
Do you think he fought one of his better fights?
I think so, because they told me when they fought something last time, he didn't do well.
Dick, I think it's an amazing thing that I'm trying to get Jersey Jones in here. Come on the other side, Jersey. Dick, I think it's an amazing thing that you should lose the middleweight title and then in your very next fight, win the light heavyweight championship.
Yeah, I think I'm a good fighter, and I thank God for that.
There's Jersey Jones, who's been in boxing for 53 years. He had Hogan Bassey, and now he's got you. How do you feel, Jersey?
Well, frankly, I'm not surprised. I expected it.
You expected him to win?
Yeah.
Do you recall a feat like this in boxing history? You've been at it for 53 years.
Yes, back through the years, you'll find out that many a middleweight, whether he held the title or didn't hold it, you'd always beat heavyweights and light heavyweights.
Well, now, Jersey and Dick, what are your plans?
My plans, now that I'm the champion, I think I'll keep fighting. It's up to Jersey to get me.
Would you have retired had you lost?
No, it's a business. What can I do?
It's a good business.
I think I'm still good.
How are things in Nigeria?
Oh, all right. There's no trouble.
Now, the same thing, Don, is we got no plans yet. He wants to go home naturally
That's
with
it.
his family for Christmas and New Year's.
Fine.
And while he's gone, we'll figure out what the next move will be.
Well, I'm sure that there'll be a lot of fellows who think they can beat you, Dick, but they could be surprised too, couldn't they?
I think I tried as a middleweight. I think now that I'm there.
That was tough making that weight.
Oh, yes. And now that I'm the light heavyweight, I think I'll still try. I think I beat all my opponents.
Thank you very much, Dick. Congratulations to
I'm
you.
glad to be champion again.
5 months later, Tiger won another decision over Torres, with the judges split over the victor. A riot erupted when the decision was announced in Tiger's favor, lasting over 15 minutes. 12 people were taken to the hospital while Tiger quickly left the ring, holding a chair over his head to defend himself. Tiger's victory was met with strife back home. His homeland split off from Nigeria, proclaiming itself as the Republic of Biafra. His wife had just given birth to their 7th child, while Tiger worried about the Nigerian government appropriating his properties and businesses. In every city they are fighting, Tiger said. The Biafran fights to the end. The Nigerian will kill him anyway. The plan is to kill every Biafran over 2 years old. Then all the children will pray to the sun and moon instead of God and never know who their fathers were. That is why we fight to survive. Tiger was commissioned as a lieutenant in the Biafran People's Army. He instructed the troops in physical fitness. They looked at him as both a father image and hero. A general soon promoted him to captain, but ordered him back to America. You can do more for our country, the general said, fighting in the ring in America and telling Americans about our battle for freedom. Tiger obeyed his orders, defending his title against Roger Rouse.
With Marv Jensen as we come up for round 12. of a 15-round light heavyweight championship bout. Roger Rouse, the challenger, has been on the deck twice. That was a fine exchange by both of them. Dick Tiger, the champion, the shorter of the two, 6 years older, 6 pounds lighter at 168 and a half. This could be it. There's Rouse down from that right hand. 5, 6. Referee's talking to him. Makes the mandatory 8 count, and it is all over. Referee Jimmy Oliver talks to Roger Rouse and signifies that the contest is all over. Here.
You see, this court you see here is just, I got him in the corner, I think in the second or third round, and you know, he bought me with head, but I'm glad I won the fight.
Do you think it was a putt he got you over the left side? Now listen, to be perfectly honest, I thought Rouse was winning the fight up until the 6th round. Now, what did you think?
I don't know. I'm in there to fight. I don't know what's happening.
You didn't care. You weren't worried.
I don't get start early. You know, I get start late.
You know it was a 15-round bout, so you weren't in a hurry.
Yeah. Because I know I was going to get him because.
What are the plans? I'm going to ask Jersey Jones, your manager, to come in here. Jersey, what are the plans now?
Well, Don, I've always maintained that you don't cross the second bridge till you're over the first one.
Well, you're over this one.
Yeah, we had to get through this one. We have no plans at the moment. There are several very good offers, but we'll take a little time to consider them.
Do you think Rouse merits another chance?
Well, let him, if he could beat, say, Jose Torres, I think that would do it. I think Rouse made a very, very good fight, but Tiger was just too damn strong for him and too hard a puncher.
Oh, he's a real good fighter, this Mr. Tiger. Thank you very much, Jersey, and good luck.
Nobody really cares about Africa, Tiger said after the bout. Nobody in America understands. If we don't fight back, if we don't protect our rights, it will be genocide. Like they did to the Jews, they're out to kill us all. He was further saddened when Martin Luther King was assassinated as King planned to visit Nigeria over the Easter weekend in 1968. The following month, Tiger defended his title against Bob Foster, who was installed as a 12-5 favorite. How does a man 5'7" fight a man 6'4"? Tiger asked. Why did they get me a fight with a basketball player?
The clubbing right to the body or to the head. Foster's best is his jab and his left hook. 1 minute to go in the round as Tiger finds his taller opponent. Opens up, he'll do it with combinations. Tiger's good counter punch there. Tiger is carrying the round. Ten seconds left in this round. They wondered if Tiger could punch up. He is doing it very well. Now the question is, can Foster punch down? Half a minute to go in this round. Seconds left in this round. Tiger putting on another surge. There is this possibility. Tiger fighting a man almost 8 inches taller. Could very well hit below the belt unintentionally and cost himself. No sweat that time. A minute to go in the round. How can you miss a punch over Foster's head? Tiger is down. Tiger down. 6, 7, 8, 9. He's not going to make it. Bob Foster is the new light heavyweight champion of the world.
It was the first knockout loss of Tiger's 77-fight career. The crowd at Madison Square Garden cheered him when he left the ring. Returning his focus to the troubles of his countrymen, Tiger flew to Lisbon and sent what he described as a tremendous quantity of non-perishable food to Biafra. On another trip, he secretly boarded his wife and children on a plane, and they found shelter in England. Unfortunately, now his finances were depleted as vandals had destroyed his businesses and apartments. "Everything I worked for is gone," Tiger said. Forced to continue fighting, Tiger showed his age against Frankie DePaula, getting floored twice, but arising to win a decision in Ring Magazine's Fight of the Year for 1968. 7 months later, the aging ex-champion pulled another upset, decisioning middleweight champion Nino Benvenuti in a non-title bout over 10 rounds. "I must keep fighting," Tiger said, "because that is my only business. There is nothing there in my country. No towns, no cities. I would fight no matter what." In July of 1970, Tiger rematched Emil Griffith at Madison Square Garden, losing a one-sided decision.
Dick, I'm sorry, but I guess you can't win them all. Here's Dick Tiger. What do you think about it?
Before the fight, before I get into the ring, I know I lost the fight.
Why do you say that?
Why I say that is because Emil Griffith and his manager, they have already planned to fight Benvenuti for the title. So they just play, tonight they just play with me. I said it before the press, and I'm saying this again to the public, to American public who is watching this fight. I know I did my best to win the fight.
I know you did your best.
If I was managed by his manager, I think I would get the decision.
Dick,
So
are you complaining about the decision?
Oh,
I mean, do you think you won the fight?
I think I tried a lot. At least I think I won the decision, but I don't know what the public might think, but I did my
Because
best.
that's a pretty strong statement, you know. I think we've got a very high-class type of official here in New York.
If it is, I'm not against any official, but I'm saying that Emil Griffith's manager, he's one of the best. I wish he was my manager. I say he's one of the best. So
Dick,
he knows the business.
You'll always be a popular fighter around here.
thank
Now,
you.
what about the future?
What am I going to do? You know about the war in my country, and I'm
Yes.
so happy that we are one now, one Nigeria again.
Right.
And what I'll do is maybe in a couple months I'll go home, and see my people and see how they feel.
Well, how do you feel about your future in the ring?
In the ring, I still fighting. I'm not a university graduate. I have no other job. I've been fighting for 20 years now. So I keep fighting. If the promoters can give me a fight. I know the public love me. They like me as a fighter.
I know that.
I keep
You're
fighting.
very popular here.
Thank you, sir.
Dick,
I keep fighting. That's all.
well, I'm sorry you lost,
It's
but
one of
then
those
you
things.
have to be sorry anybody loses.
I have lost before, and I knocked some people down, and they knocked me down. It's the business. I'm not afraid. I'm not about it. It's one of those things in life.
Well, you're a wonderful guy.
Thank you, sir.
A consulate general of Nigeria was ringside, and Tiger apologized to him, saying, "I'm sorry I lost the fight, sir." Reporter Bob Waters was troubled by the scene, remarking that it was too much humility on Tiger's part. Tiger continued to hang around gyms in New York, but priced himself out of matches. Training sessions exhausted him now to the point where he went to a doctor to get checked out. They ran some tests, and he was diagnosed with cancer of the liver. There was no hope, his doctor said. He was a very sick man. He probably had it when he fought his last fight. Telling no one, Tiger found work as a security officer at the Museum of Natural History for $96 a week. But time was running out. He saved just enough money with his museum job to take a plane back to his homeland. Tiger passed away on December 4th, 1971. He was 42 years old. He'd never know the significance of the tiny blue arrowheads that were tattooed across his chest and back. "I will learn what the tattoos mean when I reach 50, Tiger said. "In my tribe, we believe that a man does not attain full wisdom until he is 50. Tiger was buried where he was born, in a small town by a dusty road where he was tattooed, one of his tribe's really wise men.